Hi friends, welcome to our channel. Today we have a very interesting and a little provocative topic. How to control a man. Mastery of manipulation, 49 simple rules. We will break down techniques and strategies that will help you better understand and influence your partner, creating a more harmonious and successful relationship. It's important to remember that manipulation is not about control or domination, but about wise management of the situation and interaction that will lead to mutual benefit and happiness. Join us and you will learn how to use these simple rules to make your relationship stronger and more harmonious. Let's get started. The first rule of manipulation is that your interlocutor does not notice that he is under your influence, so that he did not realise that he is dancing to someone else's tune, so that in his mind there is no traitorous thought that he is being manipulated. For those women who want to learn how to control men, to make them fulfil any desire. If you dream of influencing the behaviour of your loved one, your friend, or just a colleague, we invite you to an interesting, fascinating journey into the depths of male psychology. After learning 49 rules, you will be armed with a whole arsenal of the latest tactics, with the help of which you will be able to subjugate any man to your will. Go for it. Rule #1. Men always want to see you as a woman. You have set a goal to convince a man of something and do not know how to start implementing your plan. Your main trump card is that you are a woman, and it is a sin not to use it. Even if there is no intimate relationship between you and your interlocutor, if this man is your boss or colleague, do not think that he does not notice that you are a woman. Here are just a few tips on how to use your charms to achieve the desired result. In order to favour a man, you need to induce physical attraction in your interlocutor. This kind of manipulation is based on the fact that the man, in which the natural instincts awaken, can no longer reason sensibly and logically. He feels himself at the mercy of the woman. Even if his mind is telling him that he should not agree with you, should not give in and fulfil your wishes, his flesh is telling him otherwise. In this case, his libido is your ally in the difficult task of managing a man, and your task is to arouse a man's interest in you as a woman. When preparing to talk to your victim, think ahead. You should dress a little more revealing than usual. Just don't overdo it. Remember the golden rule, a hint of nudity looks sexier than nudity itself. You should look like you have room for a man's fantasy. Don't show off all your charms. Give preference to a shallow neckline of the blouse, but do not forget to undo the top button. Do not wear a skirt too short, it looks vulgar. It is better to choose a classic option, knee length with a cut, slightly open lace stocking. Carefully select perfume and makeup. The fragrance should be very light, barely perceptible, so that your interlocutor does not start to choke in the middle of the conversation. Nothing about you should be irritating. If your interlocutor is equal to you in status, a colleague or a friend, you can apply the method of tactile influence. You can touch the man, but not too frankly. Light stroking on the shoulder or arm will cause him pleasant emotions. However, do not try to break the distance and enter the personal space of a person above you, your boss or teacher. This can be perceived as disrespectful and a violation of the chain of command. If you are able to create an image of a desirable woman, your interlocutor under the influence of your charms will definitely agree to fulfill your request. Although, sometimes in order to persuade a man to make the necessary decision, it is not enough to be just a charming and attractive woman. It is necessary to apply a whole complex of manipulative techniques to achieve the desired result. Rule #2. A man does not like it when a woman infringes on his freedom. Remember the folk wisdom. Listen to what a woman says and do the opposite. This is the principle by which most of the male population lives. They consider any advice from the fairer sex as an infringement on their freedom, and thus force us to use manipulation to get their way. To understand why we, women, should use manipulation, we should proceed from the axiom that men are freedom-loving creatures. Any infringement on their freedom, whether it is returning from work at a time specified by his wife, planning his leisure time, forbidding him to meet with friends or any other conditions, is a disrespect to him as a person and an expression of distrust, which humiliates and insults his dignity. Your reproaches and advice make him act differently than you would like him to act. He deliberately, like a teenager, does everything to spite you just to assert his own right to freedom. The result is a conflict that sooner or later is resolved. It can be resolved in several ways. Method 1. Totalitarian. One of the parties surrenders. It can be either a man or a woman, depending on what is stronger, action or opposition. There is a distribution of roles. The strongest wins the power struggle. Method 2. Not match character. Both cannot stand. The conflict is resolved by parting. Method 3. Manipulative. The woman takes the reins of a hidden rule, while the man does not lose a sense of freedom, believing that he performs his actions willingly, although, in fact, is under the influence of his wife/lover. Here are some ways to covertly control a man. 1. Do not use the imperative mood when addressing a man. Go there, don't do that, etc. Such formulation of a request or advice is always perceived by a man as an attempt to control him, an attempt on his freedom. You can use a request question. Darling, I'm cleaning, can you help me? Instead of, vacuum the house and wash the dishes. Or a rhetorical question. I have to work late tomorrow. I don't even know who will pick up the child from kindergarten. Instead of, pick up the child from kindergarten tomorrow. So think of an alternative. Your beloved is going to another Sabantui with friends. Do not forbid it in an ultimatum form. Just offer another option for leisure. For example, invite him to the premiere of the film, which he has long wanted to watch, or prepare a fantastic dinner, which he will definitely not refuse. Selecting such an alternative, you must intrigue the man, offer him something worthwhile so that he has no doubt that he made the right choice, trading a beer party for an unforgettable evening by candlelight. The best thing to do is to make your beloved come to the right decision himself. Your task is to prompt him, to give him a hint. For example, you really don't want to go on a picnic with his friends. Don't try to persuade him to give up the idea by stating your desire head-on. Get him to express his desire not to go. In the middle of the conversation, you can complain that the weather will be rainy this weekend, that the preparation for the picnic was not good enough, and that the place was not suitable at all. It is best if these arguments are put to him not only by you, but also by someone else from your company. Then he will believe in the objectivity of these arguments and will abandon the idea himself. Rule #3 men themselves don't mind manipulating women. Lovely ladies, if you do not want to be under the heel of your beloved, if you do not want to spend all your leisure time on cleaning, washing, ironing and childcare, while your beloved relaxes in front of the TV, you just have to learn the rule. Do not want to become a victim of manipulation. Learn to resist it. In order to avoid exhausting housework, men often employ a tactic called, I can't get anything done, or my hands are in the wrong place. Their actions are very simple. When you ask them for help, they are enthusiastic, but they do it in such a way that you have to do it all over again. This repeats until you decide that it is better to do everything yourself than to ask your man. This is exactly the kind of outcome a man wants. How to behave. In no way try to remove your man from household chores. You must create such conditions in which he will be forced to redo his own work. For example, your beloved washes dishes in such a way that food remains on them. For the next meal, you can, as if without noticing. Put him an unwashed plate. If he makes a remark, ask him to wash the plate himself, because it is his fault. Do this several times until the man conscientiously complies with your requests. Another favourite male tactic, called blaming the sick head on the healthy head. Here is an eloquent example of typical male behaviour. Wallpapering one of the rooms has dragged on for several weeks. You try to hurry up the man, hinting that it is time to finish the protracted renovation. Hearing a reproach in your words, the man begins to list your own faults. Still haven't washed my shirt, you can't sort out the closet, and, in general, your coffee runs away every day. In this way, the man wants to make the woman feel guilty for her failures and to take the blame off her self-responsibility for unfinished work. In this situation, you can try to finish the repairs yourself. I'm sick of it all. I don't want to live in a pigsty anymore. Men, as you know, do not like it when a woman takes up tools. Most likely, your beloved will take away your brush and a bucket of glue, and with the words, "You don't know how to do it anyway," or "Let me do it myself," finish what you have started. Here is another typical case of male domestic manipulation called "I am offended." Men look forward with dread to Saturday, when their loving wives send them outside to beat out doormats and rugs, on which day they have to take out the rubbish accumulated during the week and vacuum the house. In order to avoid participation in the general cleaning, men very often provoke women to quarrel. For example, they start to do everything Archimedean, which causes you an irresistible desire to speed up the process with the help of a magic frying pan. But you usually limit yourself to nervous words, "Can't you be quicker?" Or "What are you like inanimate? Let's move." These words, as a rule, become fatal. The man throws the carpet, hoover, or bin with the words, "If you do not like it, I cannot do at all," and does not talk to you for half a day until the end of general cleaning. What to do? If you feel that you're a man without much enthusiasm to help you, it is best not to provoke a quarrel and avoid harsh statements. On the contrary, try to put him at ease. "Darling, did you get up on the wrong side of the bed today? Let me make you a strong coffee, you will cheer up." After such words, a man is unlikely to want to quarrel with you. What kind of women do men like the most? Find out and understand which ones you already have in you. Self-irony. The ability to laugh at yourself in time and show a sense of humour is worth a lot. Self-confidence, initiative, ability to get high from yourself, ability to accept compliments with dignity, endless self-development, a sense of humour. What makes a woman's philosophy? Femininity is a state of mind and a commitment to social action. Did you like this video? Give it a like, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new episodes with useful tips on building and strengthening relationships. Save this video to always have these 49 simple rules at your fingertips to help you better understand and interact with your man. Remember, the key to a successful relationship is wisdom and balance, not control. May God bless you, and we'll see you in our next videos.